Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler, and today we have the last of the first rounds for the quest for King Civivi. This is the Governor versus the Elementum. Now, I am going to do my best not to judge the Elementum on the damage that I caused to it by being stupid, by dyeing the scales and trying to acid wash the blade, which actually turned out pretty freaking cool for it. I even gave it a little stone tumble and all that, but I jacked up the center, which I haven't really spent any time working on, and the action is still great, but not what it was. So let's get right into this. I'm going to try to crank out a couple of these today, guys, because I'm trying to get caught up, and I already have my next lineup of knives coming in. I got some CJRBs coming in, and then I have some QSPs also coming in, which I'm pretty excited about all of them. So moving on here, we'll just jump right into the first category. Aesthetics. That is an awful view for the angle that we're working with. Let's take a look at the Elementum first. Aesthetically, once again, hard to judge because I friggin' damaged this knife before I got finished with my frickin' series. But aesthetically, this is a pretty good looking knife. It's pretty standard, it's pretty straightforward. It's sleek, it's slender, it's got a decent blade to handle length ratio. If you look right here, that blade tip is maybe, let's see, barely out of there. I mean, it's a pretty darn good looking knife. That being said, the Governor I wanted so bad because it was so different as a Civivi, and it looks classy. It kind of reminds me of my Backlash a little bit. You know, a little bit of everything mixed in with it. So this is kind of a hard decision. I know you guys are all going to be like, oh, Elementum, you know, because there's so many Elementum fanboys and no Governor fanboys out there. The Governator. Here, hold on. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view using the crappy tools that we're using here. Not without maybe raising this up as it slides down. That's actually pretty good. All right, so aesthetically, I kind of don't know. I know this is the most subjective, and these two are kind of hard to compare because they're so different, but they're very, very similar in a lot of ways. I mean, they got that hollow ground blade. Actually, the blade kind of looks not much different than one another. I mean, the way that the swedge is going, even though this swedge carries for half the length of this one, the place where the hollow grind starts, it's starting right around the same place. Blade-wise, they both look pretty cool. They're both deep carry. I mean, realistically, the only reason I'm going to give this to the Elementum, spoiler alert, the only reason I'm giving this to the Elementum, guys, is because there's so many new ones coming out with like the brass, the bronze, the micarta, just because it's, you know, unfairly for this tournament, but it just has more customization. So aesthetics, that's how we're going to determine this one, solely because, hey, you're not part of this yet. You get, for the record, these are the ones still all in the tournament, by the way. But it's going to go to the Elementum just because there's so many options to do. The Governor's kind of straightforward. There's not many options. I think there's 3 colors maybe. It never caught, you know, a lot of traction with anybody, so they kind of just, I don't want to say gave up on the model, but they're not doing nothing with it. So the aesthetics are going to go to the Elementum. Now, ergonomics. I'm going to pick up the Governor, and this feels pretty good. I don't have too many complaints. I can feel all of this pocket clip. But does that mean that it's not, you know, ergonomic? I feel like I have full control over this knife. The Elementum. Once again, it's almost the same feel. The only difference is you got, because of the flipper tab, you can kind of choke up on this, and this feels really good. So this one's going to have to be a win for the Elementum as well as far as ergos, just because of that forward flipper tab and how it has, you know, it has some room there, and the way that it's angled, if we look here, it's kind of a little different. It's almost angled like it's supposed to be a finger choil right there, but they didn't cut the finger choil out of the blade. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of cool. I don't feel like I'm going to slide up and cut my hand on this or anything. It's just a cool looking, it's different. Let's put it that way. It's not your typical. And excuse the dirty hands. I just got home from work and I got very limited time to kind of prep for this. I want to get these rolling because I got a lot of time to spend on videos today. So yeah, I got to give the ergos again to the Elementum. Now moving on to quality. This is a quality feel rather than a quality, because it's all Civivi. Is it centered? No, it's not, because Tyler's a dumbass. So I will say that while the Governor feels decent quality, I was so disappointed when I had it in hand, mainly due to the fidget factor and the flipping action on it. It's so frustrating. I know it's running on washers, but still, it's just annoying. As far as quality feel goes, realistically, I'm going to give these two a tie. Why am I giving these two a tie? Because while I don't like the fidget factor of the Governor, I'm going to be grading that later on. Other than that, quality, these two feel the exact same. There's no distinguishing factors about either or. We got some contoured G10 handles here. We have this contoured, almost a shadow box style G10 here. Neither one is really more than the other. So enough about that. We're just going to give those two a tie. Fidget factor, hands down, the Elementum wins this. Even though I jacked up my action on this, it still is good. Go into here. I can't even shake this thing shut. And I didn't screw this up, guys. Once I even tried to add a little bit of oil and stuff to get it moving. Nothing. I tried to loosen up my my pivot here, and I can't find the right action. And it's frustrating. It is a frustrating situation. Hands down, fidget factor's going to the Elementum. Blade. This one is unique and probably, short of the quality, one of the harder things to judge. They are both a hollow grind blade, and it's a pretty deep hollow grind. Right here on the Governor, you can see here, this one's actually a deeper hollow grind. I bought this knife, the Governor, because I was in love with the fact that it was supposed to be on phosphor bronze washers, which it is, but I expected a little bit better action out of Civivi. I kind of love the way this grips up here too. But so I bought this knife because I was in love with the blade. Once again, more of a subjective view than objective view. I think both of these are equal. They are both D2, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yep, you guys will never be able to see that, but that's D2. With a little bit of dog hair on it. I don't even know if I'll ever see this again because of what I did to the blade, but I know that this is D2 too. I'm going to give it, just because there's more blade, I'm going to give this to the Governor only because I feel like he needs a win. I just can't butcher him, you know what I mean? But realistically, it could go either way. They're almost the exact same blade, just one's a little bit shorter. Carry, hands down, this has got to go to the Elementum. This is by far and large one of the best carries on a budget knife even out there, let alone, it's deep carry. They're both really deep carry. It's just this thing disappears. I don't remember what the weight on this is. It's like maybe 3.5 or 3 point something, 3 point nothing. The Governor's going to be around the 3.8, 4 ounce, range. But it should be no question why I'm giving the carry to the Elementum. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The Elementum is coming in we're going on a value. The Elementum is coming in at $50.15, and the Governor's coming in at $55.25. What are you getting for each? Same blade steels, more material here, which take that or leave it, it doesn't really matter in the knife world. They'll charge, $300 for a 1-inch freaking blade on some things. But more material here, same G10, same D2 steel. The only difference is this is on a flipper, this is on thumb studs, this one's a little bit bigger, this one's not. Value, you could give it a tie. I am going to have to once again give value to the Elementum because you are getting a much more ergonomic, much more user-friendly blade. You could take this blade out in the middle of everything and nobody's going to look at you like you're crazy. This Governor, this is like almost a 4-inch blade. Does that devalue it? No. But for what you're getting, around the same price range, and way more ergonomic, well, carry value. Ergonomics, again, it goes to those, but it realistically, the value in this Elementum is insane. You don't have a better knife, plus or minus $10 at the $50 mark, than the Elementum as far as all around. I'm not saying there's not better knives out there for the price, but I'm saying all around, especially within the Civivi lineup, it kind of checks all the boxes. So the value is going to go to the Elementum as well. Well, that kind of answers your guys' non-question that was never really asked by anybody, because why? We all kind of knew this was coming, right? The Elementum, hands down, 5-1 with one tie. Yeah, I hate to say it, but we saw this coming. This was a random matchup based on numbers drawn out of a hat, and the poor governor drew the short stick, so he goes out in round one in a blaze of glory. Peace out. Don't knock shit over on the way out, poor sport. Yeah, so that's all I got for this video, guys. There's going to be plenty more to come today. I'm probably going to be spending the next, hour and a half recording, and then we'll deal with the videos, etc., etc., etc. But today, your winner and the last of round one, Quest for King Civivi, is the Elementum. Thank you guys for watching. Stay sharp, stay sharp, stay safe, stay away from people. God damn, my sign-off sucks. I was listening to Metal Complexes, and he's like, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. And I was like, oh, Jesus, that's awesome. I need to come up with a good sign-off. Stay sharp, stay safe. Yep, that's what we're doing. Stay sharp. I can't even do it. Peace out.